and I want to walk away right now. I'm trying to walk away. I can't. I have to go through these menus. Okay, and I just clicked my mouse twice because the first one didn't take. I can't. I want to walk away. I'm done. I can't. But I can't. I have to come down and click leave or escape, and then let him release me, which may take several seconds. Here you see somebody doing tradecraft. They're making something. This is a little ridiculous too. So let me show you about your here's your hotbar here, which I have 1 through 0, and you know I'm a pugilist or whatever, so I have set up all my pugilist stuff. Now watch what happens if I want to just manually switch to a fisher person. So I have to pull up my menu. I have to go to my attributes and gear. I have to wait for it to appear. Then I have to click my primary thing here, my primary slot, and then I have to go down and I have to pick my fishing rod, and then I have to say equip. Now once I do that, as you can see, I have to close this so you can maybe see, I magically have become a fisherman, if you can see in the lower left. I am now a fisherman. But if you want to look at my hotkeys, only slot 1 is always replaced with something related to your class, but your other buttons remain whatever they were before. Well, so now if I want to do anything, if I wanted to switch between two classes, you know, and use the skills for that class, which as you can see they're all grayed out because I'm not a pugilist anymore, so I can't use these. You know, how do you replace these? Well, you have to go, you know, to do it manually. You open your menu. You have to go into this actions and traits. Wait for the menu to come up, and then you have to go to the slot. You have to first of all pick your, you know, the fishing in this case, what you want to do, or your whatever of the moment, your class of the moment. And then you have to click on the slot that you want to target it, and then you have to click on the thing that you want to put in that slot, and then you have to equip it. And there's you can do main hand and offhand, and a lot of things you can equip it to the offhand, but it won't work if you equip it to the offhand. The button actually becomes grayed out, even though it lets you equip it to the offhand. I don't know what that means. So now I'm going to equip it, and as you can see, watch down here, my hot button 2 will change now to the go live action. And then you have to sit there and do this with all of them. So every time you want to switch between different classes, you have to go down here and manually change your hotbar, which gets old really fast. The other alternative, which is to go into this configuration menu, and then under the macros, and then what I have done is I've used my alt thing here, and here's pugilist. So when I do pugilist, if I push alt 1 in this case, all these things will be executed. It takes about 10 seconds for all of these to execute, but basically what this says is, you know, equip my primary weapon, and then of course I can't change the slot 2 E action, because, or the slot 1 I mean, because by changing to a pugilist it'll automatically set that to heavy strike, and there's nothing you can't unassign it or anything. It's just locked in. So from 2 to 0, I will equip these, you know, these skills, and then if you don't put anything in it, then that means to erase it, and you have to tell it to go to the main hand or the offhand, but it's not really the offhand, it's sub. You have to type in sub to equip something to the offhand. Okay. So in this case, I want to become a fisherman. So let me get back to my bench. So I'm going to push Alt 0, and you can see my FSH popped up there. And now you can see he's slowly rebuilding my hotkeys. Yeah, let's see. I'll just keep walking. Unless they changed something recently, but I'm gonna change back to a pugilist. So here he's equipped my weapon, and he set my concussive blow to slot 2, and everything else was already set. So now I'm going to go back to my fisherman, and let's see what happens if it changes. Oh, I guess I have to go look. I probably only have a couple things for fishermen set up. That's what the difference is. Alright, stop this. So now I would like to show you how fishing works. To fish, of course you need to buy a fisher rod, or whatever they call it, and then you have to equip it in your primary, and you have to buy bait, and then equip the bait in your pack, which is something a lot of people don't know. You can still fish if you don't buy bait, but you don't seem to ever catch anything, which I guess makes sense. Your pack is right here, this slot. Now I actually ran out of bait, so I'm not going to actually catch anything, but I should be able to show you how to do it. So basically, as you approach water, if you have a fishing rod equipped, you can click this exclamation point at the top center of your screen, and that will pull open your menu, and then you click fish, and 10 seconds later he'll pull out the fishing pole and cast it. And there's basically a bunch of steps you have to go through. First you have to set your depth. You can change the depth at which you fish, and you have to wait for it to sink to that depth, and then he'll come up with if a fish actually bites, which it won't, he goes to the next set of dialogues, which is the jig dialogues, and I don't know, it's kind of boring. I guess fishing is boring anyways. There's not really much to this, other than you spending a lot of time waiting. Probably just wait and click and wait and click, which is, I guess, what fishing is, but it's pretty boring. So, and the worst thing is that it's just slow. It's just everything is slow. So let's see. I'm going to switch back to my pugilist, and I'm going to just talk a little bit about as far as getting training. As you can see, there's different guilds, and you know that's where you would go to, basically, if you wanted to become like a leather worker. You can see the top center, there's a leather workers guild, but I forget how to. There's something you have to buy to equip to become a leather worker, and until you do that, you can't really do much in there. I guess it's not really, so I won't really talk about that. Okay, so now I'd like to show you a little bit about getting quests. Here's another perfect example. I should be able to jump off this little ledge down here, but I can't. I have to run down around the rock. And here's a lot of people that are really enjoying themselves. So here we go.